Seattle, bottom of the eighth, one out, no one on. Here's Bernie. It'll be a 3-2. Swung on and hit high in the air to deep right. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Bernie goes boom. He drills a home run the short way in the right field seats. Burn, baby, burn. And the Yankees tie the ball game at one. We're tied at one, and this place is going nuts. 2 away. The Yankees down to their last out. And here's Tino. 1 on. 2.
Hey guys. Sorry, a little interruption here.
And drill. The deep right center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. The Bam Tino with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, you know what that is. That is John Sterling.
Bills at game time. 2-run home run. Oh, the Bam Tino delivers big time. And the Yankees on the precipice of defeat tie the game at 3. Posada is the base runner, so Roche is, of course, the tying run with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Now Kim, 1-0. Swung on and hit in the air to deep left. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. I don't believe it. Once again, deja vu. A 2-out, game time 2-run home run by Scott Brocious. Probably the most unbelievable feat in World Series history. The pitch swung on, hit in the air to deep center. The air back, away back in deep center. It is gone. Godzilla. A thriller by Godzilla. Hideki Matsui, the Sayonara Kid, just lost one over the center field fence.
Mattingly swings in. He hits a drive. The deep right center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Back to back. To the belly to belly. Now Mattingly homers in the right center field area. And the Yankees take a 3-2 lead.
Runners lead. The pitch swung on, hit high in the air, deep down the left field line. It is going to be gone. He's done it. A long high drive down the left field line, just there for a 3-run home run. Alex Rodriguez has made Major League Baseball history, the youngest player ever to hit 500 home runs.
There you have it. Some of the best calls in the history of John Sterling, who passed away today at the age of 87, the longtime Yankee announcer, the voice of a generation. Obviously, I'm old enough to remember the Yanks of the 70s with, Reggie and Thurman Munson and Willie Randolph and Nettles and Chambliss and Mickey Rivers and Bucky Dent and all those guys, Guidry. But for many of us, and even Islander fans, as John used to be the voice of the New York Islanders in their heyday, a generation of Yankee fans through all those championship runs in the 90s and the early 2000s and throughout, John Sterling is the voice, and his calls are what you will remember. They'll put the smile on your face when you think of Yankee dominance, winning the World Series in 96, then 98, 99, 2000, 2009, trips again in 01 and 03. 7 pennants. Basically, the Yankees made 7 pennants in 14 years and in the playoffs every year and 5 world championships. So today we remember John Sterling and just a magnificent, magnificent career as the Yankee broadcaster. I'll always remember the calls and the energy and the excitement. From 1989 to 2019, John Sterling was the voice of the Yankees. And he will always be remembered by Yankee fans and baseball fans everywhere. So we started the show with a nice montage. Of course, it was interrupted for a second by somebody trying to get through on the call line. But listen, this isn't WFAN. We don't have the peak of technology, but that's our tip of the hat to John Sterling, the legendary Yankee broadcaster who passed away today at the age of 87 years old. Okay, so we have the NBA and the NHL playoffs. We had some Game 7s. I gave you 4 picks yesterday. I did tell you I thought that both the Pistons and the Cavaliers would win their respective games. I was concerned about them covering the games, is why I told you to take them in a teaser and a money line parlay, and both of those came through. I also love the Tampa Bay Lightning in the NHL Game 7. That was a loser, and we're going to get to how that happened. And I also loved the late game last night, Colorado, and that did come in. I had puck line there, not money line, a crazy 9-6 game. Goaltending and defense was on short order there. Lots of goals, crazy game. So, tonight we have the Knicks and the Sixers from the Garden at 8 p.m. We also have Game 2 of Carolina and Philly. So, after last night, we had a tough 1-2 day 2 days ago. Last night we went 3-1. But before we get to the recap of the games, my right-wrong segment, I heard from a few of you. Now, as we know, at the beginning of the playoffs, I did love the Boston Celtics to come out of the Eastern Conference, and I loved the Tampa Bay Lightning to come out of the Eastern Conference in the NHL and make it to the Cup Final. So obviously, I got both of those wrong. My NBA Finals was Oklahoma City and Boston, and my NHL Finals in October at the beginning of the season was Tampa and Vegas. Vegas still alive. But I did say at the beginning of the playoffs I liked Tampa and Colorado to advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. So that's not going to happen. And it probably very well should have still been in play, because the Tampa Bay Lightning became the first team in NHL history to lose a playoff game allowing only 9 shots on goal. That's right. They outshot their opposition 29-9, the Montreal Canadiens, last night, and actually shutting down the Canadiens in the second period to the point where they only had, they had 9 shots the whole game. They had 0 shots in the second period. No shots in the second period for the Habs. The Lightning were all over them. All over them. You know what? It just didn't happen for them. It didn't happen for them. So, Nick Suzuki scores the game-tying goal on a deflection. Actually, I'm sorry, the first goal of the game was 1-0 Montreal, and it was just a crazy shot that ricocheted off Suzuki into the net. No fault of Vasilevsky, the world-class 2-time Stanley Cup champion goalie of the Tampa Bay Lightning. No fault of his. Fluke goal, ricochets off of Nick Suzuki, the Canadiens captain, and it's 1-0. And that is how the first period ended, although Tampa was getting the better of the play. But it got worse. Tampa would dominate the second period, actually outshooting Montreal 9-0. 9-0. And finally, one of their grinders, James, gets a goal, and all of a sudden we are tied at 1. And from that point on, the Lightning just leaned all over the Canadiens. I mean, all over. It was just, let's just put it this way. I didn't think there was any way that Tampa was losing that game. I didn't think there was any way that Tampa was losing that game. So one of their third and fourth line grinders, Dominic James, gets a goal, a nice rebound, and it's tied up. And as the third period starts, the Lightning are just all over Montreal. Remember, Montreal goes shotless in the second. And at one point, the shots are 21-4 in the third period. 21-4. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it's just a matter of time before Montreal breaks through. Now, the story of this playoff for the Canadiens, and listen, Montreal's got an explosive team. We're not saying they don't. But they were outplayed through most of this series. Finally, Alex Newhook, another grinding third and fourth line forward on the Habs, scores a goal, point shot by Hudson. I'm sorry, Gould. Point shot by Gould. Ricochets off the backboard, and as it ricochets off the backboard, Newhook is at the side of the net, and he just takes a whack at it, and it ricochets off the back of Vasilevsky and into the net. That was with about 7.5 minutes left in the game, and that was also such a fluke goal. 2 fluke goals, but when that puck goes in, the way young rookie phenom Jakob Dobis is playing, you then know that the Bolts are in trouble. And the Bolts threw everything they could, but the kitchen sink at the Habs, but could not convert the tying goal, and that's it. 2-1 ends the series. 29-9 shots on goal. Montreal clearly outplayed in Game 7, but the best player on the ice was wearing a Habs sweater, and that was Jakob Dobis, their rookie phenom goalie. And he helps the Habs advance to the second round, where they will play the Buffalo Sabres. And that's going to be another great series. That is a classic rivalry as well. That's going to be crazy. But the Montreal Canadiens, again, a first goal of the game by Suzuki, last goal of the game by Newhook. Those are the only 2 goals on only 9 shots that the Canadiens needed. Grinder Dominic James with the equalizer, and all the momentum going Tampa's way. The equalizer in the second, and dominating the rest of the play for the rest of the game and most of the game, and clearly just about all 3 periods. The Habs were outshot in every single period, but first period the first period was at least, they were hanging in there. The second and third period, the Habs were dominating. If not for Dobis, they should have lost this game 4-1. 4-1. But again, their first goal was kind of a fluky redirection. No bad goals by Vasilevsky. The last one, though, ricochets off the backboard, and nobody even sees where it lands. He just takes a golf swing whack at it from the side of the net. It hits Vasilevsky in the back of the shoulder and bounces into the net. And that is the game-deciding goal. And again, Dobis stands tall as the Habs hold on and win the game 2-1. Again, 29-9 shots on goal. No shots in the second period for the Habs. So that's that. That is that. Last night, in a crazy, crazy game, the Avalanche came out. They were all over the Minnesota Wild. And you're thinking, wow, this game's going to be a blowout, 3-0. Before you know it, it's 3-2. Before you know it, it's 4-3. Before you know it, it's 4-4. Before you know it, it's 5-5. Goals are going fast and furious all over the place. All over the place. And Lehkonen, Taves, McKinnon, Cale Makar had 2. Naz Kadri had 1. For Colorado. Foligno had 1 for the Wild. Let's see. Hartman had 1 for the Wild. Vlad Tarasenko had 1 for the Wild. Boldy had an assist. Kaprizov, an assist. Johansson, Zuccarello, Quinn Hughes, all with goals for the Wild. Wallstead saw 42 shots He did stop 34 of them, but 42 shots on goal by the Colorado Avalanche. And you know what? Minnesota, they had quite, Wedgwood saw 36. They had quite an offensive attack as well. 36 shots for the Wild, 42 shots for the Avs. Wedgwood in net for Colorado. Obviously, you know, Wedgwood, Blackwood. They have two very good starting goalies, very capable, both with Stanley Cup playoff pedigree. And that was how it went down in Colorado, a 9-6 crazy game, like nothing like the way these Eastern Conference games have been played, like between Carolina and Philly and Carolina and Ottawa, the series before that. The Boston Buffalo, a little bit more wide open, but definitely tighter checking, stronger forward checking, better goaltending in the Eastern Conference. The Western Conference games like the Dallas-Minnesota series and now this Colorado-Minnesota series, and definitely more wide open. Definitely more wide open hockey. I mean, the Vegas-Utah series was also wild. Lots of goals scored. So the Western Conference a little more wide open. So, let's get to what we got. The puck is just dropping right now. Just dropping right now in Carolina. Flyers, Carolina, Game 2. Tonight at 9:30, Game 1. Vegas Golden Knights and the Ducks. Gave you 4 picks yesterday, went 3-1. Although we did go 1-2 the day before that. We are giving out Golden Knights on the money line tonight. I'm giving out Carolina on the puck line because the money line's just too steep. You'd be stupid to play it. It's minus 270. So we're going Carolina puck line, Vegas Golden Knights money line. That's 160. Those are our 2 picks for tonight. Those are the 2 games for tonight. So you got Vegas hosting Anaheim at 9:30, and Carolina hosting Philly is just underway in the NHL. Let's get you further down the line here. Tomorrow, the Wild and Avalanche resume in the Western Conference, 8 p.m., again from Colorado. The Buffalo-Montreal series will start May 6th, Wednesday, 7 p.m. from Buffalo. So we're down to our final 8 teams. All right, to the NBA we go. Tonight, the Knicks hosting the Sixers. The Knicks are a 7.5-point choice. Can George, Embiid, and Maxey continue their magic carpet ride against Brunson and the Knicks? We shall see. Listen, I like the Knicks in this series. I'm going to pick the Knicks in 6. I think Towns will go to town, no pun intended, down low. We don't know about the health of Embiid. And that is one of the reasons, and the home court, and the way Brunson's playing. I think the Knicks have got some mojo going now. The Knicks finally figured out in the first round that if they just kept pounding the ball down low to, OG and Towns, that they were going to be tough to deal with. Even when Brunson wasn't playing well, those 2 guys down low, they were doing damage. And once they figured out to just keep feeding it down to them and letting them eat, the Knicks took off and took over that Atlanta series. I think they're going to do the same against the Sixers. Tonight, Spurs, T-Wolves. Ant Edwards is rumored to come back for the T-Wolves. We know Di Lorenzo, whatever, the Italian kid with the Achilles, he's not going to be playing. He's a great player, and they're going to miss him in the backcourt for the T-Wolves. I love the Spurs in this series. Even if Ant-Man plays, I think it's the Spurs in 5 or 6. So we got the Spurs tonight in the NBA, 9:30, T-Wolves and Spurs. And we've got the Sixers and the Knicks at 8 p.m. from Madison Square Garden. Tuesday, tomorrow, we have Game 1 at Detroit of the Cavs and the Pistons. Game 1 of the Lakers at the OKC Thunder, the defending champs, hosting the Lakers. I'm hearing still no Luka, but you got Reeves back for the Lakers. they're going to have a hard time with OKC. I like OKC in 5 or 6 in that, and I like believe it or not, I'm going to take the Cavs in 7 over the Pistons. So there we go. That's what we got tonight. Enjoy the NBA action. You can hear my dogs howling in the background. There must be a squirrel outside they want to chase and eat or something like that. But my name is Billy D. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, North American Sports Report. Please follow the North American Sports Report on YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, please follow me, Billy DiNapoli, on Facebook. Little John Sterling to say goodnight. You guys have a great night. God bless you, John Sterling. Thanks for the memories. I'm Billy D. I'm out of here.
All the Yankees out of the dugout to greet him. Just think of it. 3 Yankee right fielders. The Babe hitting 60 and 27. The Jolly Roger hitting 61 and 61. And now Aaron Judge hits his 62nd home run. The most home runs any American leaguer has hit in a